And now, from Laurel, Maryland, USA, the Silicon Trailer Park, it's snack time.
What would you do? What? That's very Keanu Reeves. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do if your mother, no, if you yourself looked in the mirror and found yourself to be Sunday School Sue, my mother, the biblical maternal Sunday School Susan of 1600 Okolona Street, keeper of Grandma, mother who begat Kenny, who also begat Terry, the brethren of Kenny, that came to my Abel. What would you do if you were Sue Crummett and it was time to go on the Clifton Park Baptist Church, Summit Lake Fall Church Retreat, and you had no one to watch your house, no one to watch your fishies, no one to watch your spoiled-ass dogs? You know what you would do? You'd ask everybody but Aunt Jane. But what do you do when Aunt Jane is the only one who can help you? And suddenly, Aunt Jane, that's right, Aunt Jane of the Jerry Springer Show fame, Aunt Jane who put her hand on my leg, Aunt Jane who asked me for cab fare to get out of her own daughter's wedding. Aunt Jane was the only help you could have. Yes. And it was the only help that Sunday School Sue had to watch her house. So Aunt Jane came to watch the house and said, Susan, I know I've borrowed a lot of money from you in the past. Susan, I know I have not been the best sister to you. I know I've disappointed your family along the years. I know that I've got my problems, but I promise you, Susan, you are leaving your home in good hands. I will take good care. God bless them. Have a great church retreat. Go. Don't worry. Don't turn back. And they did. So when they came home at the end of the weekend, they drove back home from church retreat, and something was different at 1600 Okolona Street, people. Something was awry. Something was awry. Ah! That's right. I'm only singing opera not to be annoying, but because it was operatic and it's drama. She flung open the front door and right away she screamed, "Oh, Sunday School Sue!" Let loose a scream from the bottom of her soul, a Nietzsche-esque scream. Oh, yes, she looked in her abyss. All her furniture had been rearranged. What criminal mind could have rearranged Susan's furniture? No, there would be hell to pay people. Hey, to pay! So she started looking for her sister. Jane, where are you? Jane, come out from the woodwork. You come explain yourself. And she came into the bathroom looking for Jane. And she flipped on the bathroom light, and there was blood everywhere. Blood, people! I know you're saying to yourself right now, Snackboy, no, not Aunt Jane's blood. I know she's a mess, Snackboy, but she does not deserve to be hurt. Who could have hurt Jane? No. First the furniture and now blood, blood, mother, blood. And then she went into her bedroom, and there on the bed watching the dating show was Aunt Jane, and she had a towel wrapped around her face and her head, and there was blood everywhere. And my mom said, Jane, what's wrong? And Aunt Jane pulled up the headphones and said, hey, Sue, how was your trip? And Mom said, Jane, you're bleeding. And she said, I'm not bleeding, silly. I dyed my hair red in your bathroom. Stink. Do you like it? It's not henna. It's henna-esque. And my mom is like, you've got dye all over my house. You are going to clean it up now. And Aunt Jane said, Susan, you can't treat me like a child. I'm dyeing my hair. It has to set before I get myself all worked up. And my mom said, there's no living in furniture. How do you explain that? How do you explain that, Jane? And my Aunt Jane said, Sue, I have a book to show you. And she handed my mom Feng Shui, the art of rearranging furniture or something, you know, the Feng Shui book. And my mom was like, Feng Shui, I am a suburban mother. I do not follow the rules of a feng or a shui. I like my furniture as is. You are in deep trouble, baby. I smell deep, dark trouble. Well, my mom didn't really quote John Waters, but she said, I want it back where it was. No. And Aunt Jane said, I can't do that. And Mom said, why? And she said, because your couch was under a beam. And Feng Shui says that is bad luck. Sister, I can't do that to you. Out of my house. Clean up your blood diet. Out of my house.